Unsolicited dick pics should be considered equal to public flashing/indecent exposure, and should be met with the same punishment. I think a girl should be able to go to the cops with an unsolicited dick pic and get the dude charged. It's the same thing as opening your trench coat to someone on the street. There's just 1 degree of separation by having a phone in between the two people. Edit. I understand it is a complex issue, hard to prove, no proximity, etc. The heart of the matter is that someone is forcing/tricking/surprising someone to look at their penis, usually erect, and to me that is the behavior of a sex offender. If you know who the person is and where they are, if you're in the US, you can absolutely file a harassment claim with your local police. If you don't know, you can submit all the info, plus the pic, plus data to the FBI while making your complaint/filing a report. It is indecent exposure and it's sexual harassment/assault. Edit. This is not an unpopular opinion, so I couldn't upvote, but I won't downvote this. Because you're right. I send unsolicited dog pics. It's far more likely to get a response and no one can call you a pervert. I love unsolicited dick pics. I collect them. Whenever I get one, consider it an open invitation to send them one of my dick pics, also unsolicited, but I get excited, and send like 6 or 7 different dicks, because I'm proud of my collection. I used to have a crazy stalker chick who would send me explicit nudes from different numbers, so I was unable to block her. These were totally unwanted pics as I had nothing but disdain for this woman and I was in a happy relationship. Anyways, I went to the police and they basically laughed at me and said I was lucky to get unsolicited nudes from an attractive female. Fuck the double standard so hard. Rule number 1 of nudes: consent. Ask if it's okay to send the pic if you don't know if the person likes that or not. Downvote. This opinion is very popular among the non-flashers of the world. I agree. I also agree that flashing female genitals unrequested should be the same. Frankly, sending photos, unrequested, in various stages of undress, regardless of gender, should be harassment. It's akin to purposefully stripping in front of someone without permission. The goal is sexual coercion. Or purposeful discomfort. If I show enough, it will make you have sex with me despite your lack of interest. That's harassment. That said, various stages of public nudity without sexual intent should be perfectly legal. I.e., walking around topless outside, regardless of gender. If your intent is to garden, or take a piss, homeless, or swim, or other random things, it's clearly not sexual harassment. And public decency is just a government enforcement of an archaic moral code. It's a human body, we all have them. It's not the end of the world. And the idea that the human body itself is offensive or corrupting is disturbing. At the very least, it should be enforced equally across genders. A homeless chick popping a squat is less likely to be charged as a sex offender than a man pissing in an alley. This is a problem. Wait, those aren't considered the same in your country? I can only imagine the woman showing the pic to cops and the cops having to analyze if it really is the guy's dick. In some cases/states now, it is in fact illegal to send unsolicited dick pics and it's now counted as flashing in public/harassment and you can indeed get charged. General rule of thumb I live by: ask before you send. Flashing of breasts is completely legal for men, so it should be for women also. As for unsolicited genital pictures, I agree, both genders should be treated equally also. If we are being realistic though, not only are these pictures usually desired by men, some are even willing to pay monthly subscription fees on OnlyFans for these pictures. What about women who send unsolicited topless pics/nudes to guys? Here. Seriously guys, there's nothing sexy about dick pics. Especially if they're not requested. It's just a human body part. I don't know what's up with the United States puritanical view of the human body, but it's completely harmless, and if you're gonna get outraged for seeing someone's penis, then you need to grow up. Why is it only dicks? A bit sexist. Are lady bits more acceptable now? I don't think your opinion is as unpopular as you think it is. Op. I mean you're seeing an unwanted penis whether it's in person or over text. It's actually a crime here in Texas. Totally agree, but is this really an unpopular opinion? Same thing with peeing outside. If a cop sees you, your life is fucked because that cop will take your info and they'll put you on the sex offender list. It should be classified as a crime. I work in a call center and the other day a guy started masturbating AMD saying oh yeah down the line. I hung up, told my manager and found out he'd been calling regularly for ages and they just hadn't taken any steps to do anything about it. I found it really disappointing that they didn't even consider it too enough of a thing to take any action. If they'd blocked him ages I wouldn't have his creepy voice playing in my head right now. Yes, and this should be the case for women sending unsolicited photos as well. So how many dick pics did you receive in DMs? Been saying this all along. Completely agree. There was this guy who DM'd me on Instagram and I blocked him, then he DM'd my friend who said she was going to block him. And she did, then he got his friends, 10 or more, to send her dick pics. Keep in mind we were in 7th grade and they were in their 20s. All unsolicited nudes should be treated like that, not just dick pics. When I was 9, I installed Snapchat and like a naive person would do, I accepted the dude's friend request on there when he asked on a Minecraft server. I'm 13 now, but I'm still horrified by what he sent me. I did not need to see penises at age 9, plus he was like 17. Not okay. He asked to see my genitals, luckily I had some smarts wits, despite my age. I declined and blocked. Honestly, now that I'm reliving this memory in my head, I wonder if this has to do with why my fear of guys like 17 plus developed. It's not as bad now, but I still have a slight fear still. TBH, I always assumed it was when I accidentally came across porn in 5th grade. I think it should have a punishment, as well. It makes sense. It's basically is the same thing, as you said. But it's just a picture of a penis. Instead of having Johnny Law write more laws onto the books, and making thousands of people that are most likely decent humans criminals with a sexual offense on their record, why not just block the guy? It takes literally 10 seconds.